to BIMS TV. I'm Tokea Payton, and this is BIMS Bites. And today, I'll be biting into mangrove habitats. Now, before I give you too much information, I want you to imagine yourself in the tropics along the coastline. If you're able to get on a boat at some point and travel along the canals, you'll notice that there are trees along each side, and it is thick with vegetation. This vegetation, in most cases, are mangroves. Now, mangroves are located all over the world, mainly in the tropic area. These mangroves are normally associated with coral reefs. They help with both terrestrial influences as well as oceanic influences. For the terrestrial side, there's a lot of runoff with pollutants and things that can enter the water, and mangroves are able to soak in or filtrate those nitrogens and pollutants that may enter into our waterways. With the intricate prop roots and root system, mangroves are able to prevent against erosion. Now, on the flip side of that, the oceanic influence, mangroves help people on land as well as the land itself by preventing too much wave action from hitting the land and causing damage to homes as well as the habitats and the organisms that live on land. This is a diagram to show you exactly what this coastal protection looks like. With mangroves, the wave action lessens, but if you have a big storm system coming in, a cyclone, a hurricane, or just a really big storm comes in, those waves, without mangroves, those waves can just work its way on into land or into shore and flood that area. So mangroves are very, very important. Mangroves serve as a keystone species to our environment. And what that means is that they help ground what that environment is. Without them, that environment would change drastically. Some of the key features of mangroves are their roots. Their roots can range from what are called buttress roots to knee roots, pencil roots, or prop roots. The image to the left, you'll see these little propagules coming down. Those are seed pods, and those seed pods will fall off the tree and float in the water column until they're able to root and form their own tree system. Now, they also will hang on to the tree limb, and those propagules will come down and form little prop roots into the ground, which strengthens those mangroves. The image to the right, you'll notice that the leaves are mostly green, but there are some yellow leaves in there too. Mangroves live in saltwater environments. That excess salt is stored into those yellow leaves. They specifically pick which leaves they would like to store salt in. And then once that salt is built up in those leaves, they will drop those leaves and continue on. Now, all the action isn't just in the canopy of the trees. There's a lot of life and ecosystem and habitats that form both on the surface, but under the water as well. In the trees, you'll find different animals, snakes and birds, and a lot of whole ecosystem, a whole community in the trees. Now, near the roots, under the water, you find the same thing. You find many, many species of fishes. You may find corals and sponges. Many invertebrates like to hang around the roots. They use the roots as substrate and form their own little ecosystem right there on the roots. You'll find sponges and crabs and all kinds of things. And so mangroves really house a diverse community. Mangroves also serve as a nursery. A lot of organisms will come in from the ocean and they'll have their kids in that mangrove area. You'll notice that all the roots allow for some protection for the small, the babies that are formed. So you'll see sharks come in, they'll pup and have their offspring. You'll see other fishes come in as well. And it really just forms a nice diverse community in that area. Over the years, we have seen some dieback occurring. Now, this dieback is a result of different diseases and insects. It also is a function of climate change and also pollution. And that pollution, again, can be chemical. It could also be marine debris as well that hurts the root systems, get tangled up in the trees, and prevents them from thriving. And also, we've seen that sea level rise can also create a great effect on these mangroves. So what are we doing to help mangroves? Well, restoration. We've learned that we can grow mangroves in pots, we can grow mangroves in other places, and then go out into the environment and plant them. And by planting them in areas that we know that they are able to thrive, they can grow and prevent a lot of that wave action and help the shoreline. And this also helps economically for different communities that live around mangrove habitats. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions. My email is tpayton@clemson.edu, and my Instagram handle is @marinelittercritter. And thanks for tuning in. Please follow, like, and subscribe.